All right, so for this part of the lab, we are first going to go ahead and we are going to download the version of the Windows, of Linux that we are supposed to go ahead and use. And for that, we are first going to download another flavor of Linux. This is called Fedora. In fact, I'll put in the full name here. We are going to download a particular version so that consistent findings are generated. So here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download this. So this is your Fedora workstation live x86 6428 1.1.iso file. I'm going to save it in my folder. Let's give it a minute for it to get saved. All right, so looks like we have finished our installation. We will go to new, and here we are going to go ahead and we are going to call it Fedora Linux. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see, no, I would like to go ahead and I don't. So I do not want this. I'm going to put Fedora So since I want to install so there are different flavors of Linux. I want to install the Fedora Linux. All right. So to install the Fedora Linux, I have downloaded the ISO file. Since I have already gone ahead and done that, I'm now going to go ahead and I'm going to install it here. So for that, I'm first going to go ahead and I'm going to update it. So here I've put Fedora Linux. I'm going to pick up the ISO file, which I just downloaded. Then I'm going to just put in the rest of the details. In terms of the hardware, I'm going to give it 4 GB. In fact, let me give it 8 GB RAM. And let me give it at least 2 processors, or maybe 4 processors again, so that it is fast. And then, of course, I have my virtual disk. Let me go ahead and let me give it 50, so that it is a little bigger than what is required. All right, the 50 GB will make sure that it is working properly. All right, then let me go ahead and let me click on Let me use the guided mode. I don't want. Okay, let me do it Fedora. Okay, go back here. Fedora 28. And once again, I'll just select the ISO. And hardware, let me put 48192.50. Okay. And then let me go ahead and let me start it to see how it functions. Once we have created it, we are now going to start the Fedora machine. And here you have two options. Either you test or you start. I'm going to start this machine. So it is saying either try Fedora or install to hard drive, which is what we are going to do. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to install it to the hard drive. Once I have done that, I will also go to input and I can go ahead and I can make some changes. But let's just wait for it to first hit here. All right, let's now go into the activities. This is actually a fully installed system. I'm going to go ahead and once I've done on install, then I click on the install to hard disk. Okay. Okay, let us see Anaconda. Okay. All right, let's just see. Okay. So here you can see that there is already existing option. I'm going to select English. Then I'm going to move next. And now you can see that it is asking me to go ahead and check on the installation destination. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the install destination. And here there is an option to go ahead and do custom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create custom. All right, select this and create custom. Done. Go ahead and let me do that. So I'm going to create this one. Done. Right. Now here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select standard partitions, and I'm going to click on create them automatically. And here, if you notice, I can now go ahead and I can do the partitioning in line with what I would have done in Windows. So for example, here, I can go ahead and I can choose. For example, the present is SDA3. In the desired capacity, I'm going to change this to 35. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on 35. I'm going to click on, after I click on update settings, and this will make sure that now I have 9 GB extra available. Okay, this I will utilize when I go ahead and do more partitioning. I'm going to click on done. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on accept changes. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on accept changes. And then I'm going to go ahead and begin the installation for my Fedora 28 machine. All right, now that it is complete, Let us go ahead and let us reboot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go and I'm going to restart. And I'm going to start once again. So this is not the right option. Okay, so I'm going to just shut it down. Okay, I'm going to power it off. Then I'm going to go back to my Fedora here, go to the settings, and here in the here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this. Okay, I'm going to remove this ISO. Click on OK. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to again start this. I'm going to click on next. I'm going to switch off some of these services because it makes it slow. I'm going to skip this. I'm going to put my name, okay, user one, or you can put your own name if you wish. I'm going to click on next. I'm going to put my password. Click on a next and then start using Fedora. It is already offering to go ahead and make some changes, but I'm going to make none of them. And I'm going to now start going ahead and examining how I can work on this. In fact, I can go ahead and I can say, for example, go and do, say, for example, Control F. Let me do Control, Alt, and F2. Control, Alt, press Enter, Enter. Oh, it doesn't look like it is working. Let me do Control, Alt, F3, Control, Alt, F4. Okay, and I can go ahead and I can see the different types of options here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to first on a Control Alt F2. Now working Control Alt F1. This is the user that I'm presently in. Okay, let me do Control Alt F3. There I am going to go into the activities and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to update a terminal. And there I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to first do switch user hyphen to go ahead and, oh, I'm so sorry. Switch user hyphen. Okay. Mm. Okay. So let me see how I can go ahead and I can do this. Let me do switch user hyphen. Okay. So I have been able to go ahead and I have been able to. Oh, Suda is not there. Okay. Let me then go ahead and let me try to change some things. So let me do Control Alt F5. There I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to uh, first Control Alt. This is F3. Okay. Next, let me go ahead and let me do um, okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to um, make a few changes. So for example, let me first install um, DNF install, DNF group install. Okay, and this will allow me to go ahead and install a different kind of a graphical user interface that I'm presently using. This is called the Plasma Workspaces. Let's see how it goes ahead and installs it for me. All right, so you can see over here. So we have already gone ahead and we have downloaded these files. Once we have gone ahead and we have downloaded these files, we are going to go and we are going to check on how we can go ahead and we can use this. So after downloading them, let's go ahead and let us reboot. All right, so to reboot, I'm going to type the word reboot and let's see how we will reboot and make this available. So let's just give it a minute for it to restart. Here you go. So now if you notice, once we click on this, there is a star next to it and you can go ahead and you can choose. For example, I can now choose genome on XORG and then I can go ahead and I can put in my password and then sign in. I'm going to again go ahead and just check again what happened. And there I can go ahead and I can open the terminal. And I can go ahead and I can type who am I, or just simply who, and I can see who the user is logged into as of right now. Okay. Okay, so simple commands, let us also go ahead and just examine. PWD gives me the present working directory. I can move to one of the terminals, log in over here. And now when I do who, you can see not only am I logged in into user one, but I'm also logged in as root. Okay. I can know my present working directory over here. I'm right now in the root. If I do an ls, I can list down what are the items in the root. I can move cd ... to move one step at the back. And now when I do pwd, you can see I am having a slash. I can do an ls to see what are the different types of existing folders which are there. I can move to cd home. And there I can see there is already a folder for user one. I can find any hidden folder. So for example, there are two hidden folders, the dot and the double dot. I can go ahead and I can switch a directory. I can say cd, change directory to user one. And there I can go ahead and I can see there are other folders which exist, which includes desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public templates, as well as videos. And then let us go ahead and let us do cd desktop. And we can go ahead and we can further see what are the different options which are available. We can also go ahead and we can do other types of commands. For example, I can find out who am I by typing who am I, and I can find out the details of the user that I am. I can also go ahead and I can create simple files. So for example, I can say touch file one, and I can create an empty file. This empty file I can see by using the cat command. So I can say cat file one. Yeah. All right, and there I can go ahead and I can see since this file is empty, I can go ahead and I can put some content using the echo command, which I can redirect into the file. And here you can go ahead and you can see I use the redirect symbol to be able to go ahead and do that. All right, so I use the redirect symbol to be able to go ahead and identify the, to go ahead and redirect the echo output. Once I have done that, now when I do cat file1, you can see that the content that I had gone ahead and pushed was made available over there. Next, I can go ahead and I can also create, say for example, a file directly. Instead of creating an empty file first, I can simply do echo. And there I can go ahead and I can do cat file2. And I can go ahead and I can see the content. In fact, you can also go ahead and you can see. Yes. Compile less file, and this will also go ahead and this will open the files for you. So you can go ahead and you can review the content if you wish. So you can review all the different types of content as well as review what are the different types of information which is available. Okay. And just give me a minute. Let me see. All right. So let me go ahead and let me stop here and let's move ahead later.